What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Malik's Water Garden. This is actually not a fun video, this is an educational video. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, I'll put the link to that at the end of this. Thank you for everybody that did comment and show support. It was really messed up what happened, and I'm not going to talk about it because I just moved past it now, and it's just life, you know, is what it is. And moving on, I will make that video private in the next couple of days, so you know, it's a good idea to subscribe because there are stuff that I do put out all the time that does get private in a day or two based on how I feel about it or how it does. So you know, subscribe down below if you haven't because you don't want to miss out. And everybody that did subscribe from yesterday to today, thank you so much. You guys are all awesome. There's like a bunch of new people that did subscribe because of yesterday's video. Now, today's topic is ick. I actually have an ick outbreak in this tank. I think the reason this happened was because I actually had an ick outbreak with the new zebra plecos I got. And I did cure that. I cured, and I did manage to save 5 of them after the entire ordeal. There's a few other things that went wrong in there, and if you haven't checked out that video, I'll put the link to that up here. As well, there's a few zebra pleco breeding videos that I put out. So I'll put the entire zebra pleco playlist. You can check that out. Now, in today's video, we're going to look at how to treat ick and how to cure it. So I might not be successful in this process, but I am going to put out all these videos as it happens every day. So on this video that I'm recording right now, I'm recording it on the 24th, close to midnight, and it will be coming out shortly after, so early on the 25th morning. I did not turn off any of the filters or anything because I don't want to stress the fish too much through this entire process. And I think I somehow ended up transferring the ick from the zebra pleco tank into this tank. I hope I didn't transfer the ick into any other tanks. I don't actually see any visible outbreaks or any of the fish showing any signs, early signs of discomfort. Now, I noticed some of my L471 adults that are in here. I have a group of like 13 or so in here, big spot ones, and they are scratching themselves against the sand bed. I noticed this about 2 days ago, maybe 3 days, and yesterday I found a dead L199 fry. Yes, I do have a bunch of fry in here as well. There's about probably close to about 75 fry in these 2 fry containers as well as in here, and there's also eggs in this. So I mean, all these are sharing water right now, and potentially I might have put ick into this container as well as this container, even though they are not on a recycling system and I've been doing water changes out of them. I've been taking water out of this tank to fill them back up, so that's a concern that I have right now. Aside from that, I'm also concerned that I might have accidentally transferred it to any other tanks, but I don't think I did because I haven't done water changes in most of my tanks recently, and I haven't done any real maintenance. So, I mean, really and truly, that really helped me out in the entire thing because I didn't transfer anything throughout my system. Now, having said that, I am going to be closely monitoring all my other tanks, even though they're not showing any signs of this issue right now. And I have brought the house temperature up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So in this room right now, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So all my other tanks on the top level, like up here and stuff, are at about 84 degrees. Now, to manage the ick in this tank particularly, there's not like huge outbreak yet. There's a group of CW045 corridors. And so you'll see some of them in the background. They're swimming about. There's, I think, 8 of them in there, or I think there's 10. I'm not sure. I think I got 10. And one of them actually has a little bit of covering on its body. There's one more that has a little bit on its fins and its upper body. Because I'm just going to really quickly make this video. There's going to be a lot of updates coming up, so subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for the updates on this process. And I also noticed today that some of my fry in the fry box are kind of peppered with it. I'll try to put some video of that. And also some of the little guys in this one. These are like about a few weeks older. And there's less in here, but they are also having a decent amount of coverage. And there's a few fry in the tank as well that have been born in the tank, and I haven't been able to pull out the eggs. Those guys also seem to have some coverage. So there is a lot of concern right now, and I did put up the heat in here. I put a heater in here, and I'm going to try to bring the temperature up close to about 90 degrees Fahrenheit while keeping the air really high. And in turn, I'm also monitoring the temperature every like half an hour or so, like since I put the heater in. It's going to bring the temperature up to 90 degrees, and it's going to turn off close to there, like 88, 89, depending on the room temperature. If the room's warm and there's a power head in there, it'll bring it up to 90, which this has. So like I'm kind of hoping that this heat treatment will fix the ick Now I'm also using Ick Attack. It's an organic medication, and I'll put a picture of that, I guess, at some point, or I'll, whatever, so you guys know what it is. I think it's a Crodon product. And I also put some Epsom salt. I put about a tablespoon of Epsom salt. This is about 35 gallons of water. And I just put the Epsom salt to help with the fish osmoregulate a little bit better. And it does help with them, and it's like having a salt bath, but like putting a little bit of Epsom salt does not hurt your tank at all. Now, having done that, I'm kind of monitoring all my fish. I just did a water change in here today before I noticed the ick on the fry, which is exactly when I was noticing it, when I was filling this back up. So I stopped filling it up now, and I'm going to fill this up with like aged water that I have in the room. And in turn, I'm just going to really monitor the entire setup, and I might even move these 2 fry boxes into some of the empty tanks that I have over there, and treat them separately, or just monitor them and see if they don't have any issues. These guys are just being born, and the dad is in there, so I can't put the dad back into any other system right now. So all these are concerns, and so we're going to be looking at all these in the upcoming videos. I actually had a different video planned which was supposed to come out yesterday, but it didn't because of what happened yesterday. And so that video will be coming out tomorrow. It is about, I'll actually give you a brief idea about it, like a teaser right now. I'm actually converting my entire breeding setup into basically keeping and breeding Corydoras. I have several different varieties of Corydoras, and I'm going to be converting 12 tanks essentially to Corydoras, and I'll also make the outside angelfish grow-out tank into a new Pleco tank for my Pseudohemida napitanos. If you haven't checked out that video, I highly recommend checking that out. And I'll be getting rid of most of my angels, and I'll be getting new Ultims, the large ones that are at my friend's facility, in the next coming months. So stay tuned for that update. We'll be making an update video about them. They are trying to pair up, so they're still a ways away from that. I believe they're still at least another 6 months to a year away from being adults. So I'll put a link to that video up here as well, so you can check that out. And there's a whole bunch of cool zebra Pleco stuff. I think I put the link for it in the beginning of the series, into this video. So check that video series out, and I'll put some of the links to that at the end as well, and on the bottom. And thank you so much for watching and your support. And thank you for everybody that commented for yesterday's video. I will try to reach out to all of you guys in a timely manner before I make the video private. But that video will be made private later at some point this week. And thank you so much for all your love and support. It really does feel good to have so much support from you guys, and all my personal friends in my life as well that reached out through my personal Facebook, and even you guys that are actually my friends on Facebook now that reached out. Thank you so much. You guys are all awesome, and this is the type of life world there is, and we just have to prepare for anything and be thankful for what we have. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with, and unexpected situation here, and there's nothing I can really do about it now except manage it. But for the future, we are going to be looking at preventing stuff like this even better, because this was actually my fault for bringing in the fish and not quarantining them properly initially. Not these guys, but the zebra Plecos, and also throughout the quarantine trying to move them back and forth. I inadvertently ended up contaminating, I'm pretty sure, one of my nets or my hand or tube or something that I didn't think at the time, because they didn't initially have the ick, but they didn't show any signs when I moved them into the new tank that they're being quarantined in, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just had them quarantining in that tank from the jump, and I should have waited for a few weeks to make sure that the fish were good before I even picked them up, because my friend even offered to quarantine them. So that was something that I made a mistake on, and so we're now kind of remedying that, and hopefully we don't pay any more losses. And I don't think I will, because I did catch it on time. I mean, the fry, there are a few that are covered with it, but I did put a lot of stuff in here to help with them, their skin and stuff, so that might also help. I'm going to also put some more oak leaves in here right after making this video, so that's probably also going to help the tannins and stuff. But I'm not going to do much water changes in terms of anything like that. I might set this up to the system so the temperature in here comes up. I'm just going to monitor these guys for the next couple of days to make sure that they have it or not. If they don't have it, I'm not going to treat them. I'm just going to move them and monitor them. And I'm also going to do the same thing with this tank, this fry box, and the dad. So that's what's going on, and that's the update. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I'll see you on the next video. God bless you all.